Hi, I'm Katie, your safety trainer, and in today's video, we'll be talking about jet fuel safety. When fueling an aircraft with jet fuel, there are specific hazards that come with the handling of fuel and fueling equipment. While the process itself may seem straightforward, improper handling can expose you to the fuel and lead to accidents.
Train, track, remind. Train, track, and remind.
Train, track, and remind.
Safety training doesn't have to be expensive or a pain. With GotSafety Lite, you get unlimited access to over 2,000 safety videos in English and Spanish for just $10 a month. That's it. No fine print, just solid, straightforward training. Need a little more? Step up to our full GotSafety app. It's a powerful learning management system that lets you train, track, and remind automatically. Not to mention, it's simple to use. Already dropped serious cash on your own LMS? We won't make you start over. Just plug in our content and keep rolling. And if there's a video you need that we don't have, we'll make it for you for free. Yep, that's how sure we are you're gonna love GotSafety. 3 ways to train, 1 place to do it all. GotSafety. Train, track, and remind.
In this video, we'll cover the hazards associated with jet fuel, what personal protective equipment or PPE you should wear while handling fueling equipment, and some safe work practices to follow to minimize the chances of injuries or accidents when fueling with jet fuel. Let's dive in. When fueling an aircraft with jet fuel, you could be exposed to various hazards that can pose serious risks to your health and safety. These hazards include, but are not limited to, eye irritation if fuel splashes into your eyes, or skin irritation if it comes into contact with your skin. If the fuel is accidentally ingested, poisoning is also a potential danger. One of the most significant hazards is fire. If fuel or its vapors are ignited by sparks, open flames, heat, or hot surfaces, it can lead to a serious fire risk. Additionally, fueling in confined spaces or unventilated areas may lead to dizziness or drowsiness due to the lack of oxygen and accumulation of fumes. Jet fuel also contains benzene, which can be harmful if you're exposed to it over time. There's also the risk of hearing damage from prolonged exposure to loud noises produced by aircrafts. Misfueling can lead to aircraft crashes, and fuel leaks could cause slipping or falling, especially when working from heights or climbing ladders. Vehicle accidents are another concern when operating fuel dispensing trucks or systems on the ramp. Finally, exposure to inclement weather can pose additional challenges during fueling activities, especially when handling equipment outside in poor weather conditions. To help minimize the chances of an injury when fueling aircraft with jet fuel, you should wear the appropriate personal protective equipment or PPE. This may include safety glasses or goggles to protect your eyes from fuel splashes, hearing protection to guard against loud noises from the aircraft, and chemical-resistant gloves to prevent fuel from coming into contact with your skin. Additionally, you should wear non-static generating clothing to reduce the risk of ignition from sparks, and long-sleeve shirts and pants to protect your skin from exposure to jet fuel. Non-slip, closed-toed shoes or boots are essential to prevent slips and falls, and a fall harness should be worn if you're working at heights. Before using any PPE, be sure to inspect it for wear or damage. Report any damaged items to your supervisor and do not use them. Wearing damaged PPE could increase your risk of injury, so always ensure your gear is in good condition before you put it on. When fueling an aircraft with jet fuel, it's important to follow a series of steps to ensure safety for both you and others around you. Start by checking the weather conditions and dressing appropriately for the temperature and any potential weather hazards. Make sure that only authorized personnel have access to jet fuel storage and fueling areas, and ensure that fueling operations are only conducted by trained and authorized fuel handlers. Before beginning, read and become familiar with the information provided in the Safety Data Sheets, or SDS, for the jet fuel being used. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to ask your supervisor for clarification. Always fuel aircraft outside or in well-ventilated areas to prevent the accumulation of harmful fumes. Remember, smoking is strictly prohibited in jet fuel storage or fueling areas. Use only non-sparking tools in these areas to avoid igniting the fuel or vapors. Verify the type and quantity of fuel required for the aircraft with the pilot or by checking the aircraft decals. Using the wrong jet fuel could cause a dangerous malfunction, possibly resulting in a crash. Always set up cones around fueling equipment as required by your facility's policies, and ensure that mobile fuel dispensing systems or trucks are inspected for any damage before use. If any equipment fails the inspection, report it and do not use it for fueling. Inspect all fuel hoses for wear or damage, as any leaks could lead to fuel spills. Ensure that ladders or lift platforms are also checked for damage, and only use equipment that passes inspection. It's essential to keep mobile fuel dispensing systems or trucks at a safe distance from aircrafts and ensure they're properly grounded before use. Make sure fuel hoses are securely connected to both the fueling system and the aircraft to prevent leaks. Never leave hoses unattended while pumping fuel, and avoid overfilling fuel tanks to prevent spills. Once fueling is complete, properly disconnect the hoses and store them in accordance with facility procedures. Ensure that all fueling panels and tank covers are closed and secured properly. Lastly, wash your hands before eating, drinking, or applying cosmetics to avoid contaminating yourself with fuel. Remember to take your designated breaks to prevent fatigue and maintain your focus during fueling operations. Proper storage of all fueling equipment when not in use is key to keeping the worksite safe and organized. To conclude, when aircrafts have a gas turbine engine, they use jet fuel. While fueling an aircraft with jet fuel can be simple, improper handling of fueling equipment or misfueling could expose you or others to harm. To help minimize the chances of an injury or incident occurring, you should wear the appropriate personal protective equipment and pump jet fuel in accordance with your facility's policies and procedures. If you have any questions or concerns about pumping jet fuel, please speak with your supervisor. That's all for today's lesson. If you like this video, look for us on social media, and remember, stay safe out there.